real-time watercolor painting. We did this attempt a couple days ago. Then I printed a bigger black and white picture. Now I did this underpainting yesterday, so let's just jump right into it, I guess. And so I'm debating between which reference to work off of. I guess maybe try a little of both. And let's jump right in. Got that, got that. Here goes. So what I wanted to do to start with is take a kind of neutral beige kind of color and just try to start hinting at the where the eyes and stuff are gonna go. I don't know. Let's see. Or maybe we try to get this chin line. Let's see about that. Oftentimes, in a portrait, you know, you don't want to jump into features because if they're in the wrong place, then, you know, that's how the painting goes south so quick. I think I'm going to, there's a guy, what the heck's his name? Lustenhauer, I forgot his first name. It says yellow ochre forehead, red for nose and cheeks, and blue for below the nose, chin line, and all of that. So also, if you want to see this underpainting, I got that posted. This is my last short I posted. Not that it's anything exciting. I mean, you get to see me blop all these colors down, and you know, having violet in there is a really good you know, subtle thing to have in there for a flesh tone. So anyway, I'm just trying to actually build this the facial features, do everything except the shadow in the nose, the mouth, and the eyes. And you know, as we go, we should be able to achieve that. I'm also going to try some green in there, very faint, because you know, green is going to come forward, and you know, get some green just somewhere there. I mean, that's like this and this. It's the more or less forward area, you know, and then I don't know, somewhere else put some green, maybe just like right here. I already had some there. And you know, these small areas of paint are going to be wow, 15 people here. Thanks so much. That's exciting. And hello to Amy, Elliot, and Brenda. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so another thing we want to do is, you know, sort of build up the flesh tone. So let's see where it's probably a good idea to do where there's still white paper. So that's like this area. And I'm going to see about maybe go, I guess we're going to maybe commit to some kind of, you know, maybe eye. And try to put a little shadow there. I guess I'm going to introduce a brown here. And, you know, if we can get a depth in the facial features, then, you know, we're going to know exactly where we want to put the eyes before we start the eyes. And that would really be a big plus. So I'm just going to try to, that's this shadow right here. we should probably do a little work on the, I don't know if I don't really like that, so I'm going to smear it out a little bit. Should probably do some work on the hair. And, you know, don't really want to have finishing strokes at this stage, but, you know, and then hair, you know, the hair is a very tough area, and we got to do clumps of hair. We don't want to do, you know, start anything about, you know, hair, straight up hair. We just want clumps in there. And let's see. You'll see about this area right here. So this is kind of a medium commitment to you know, hope that's a right, good place. I think it sort of is. Let's see about. I guess that's pretty accurate, right? Okay, so I'm trying to get it dark up there to really say, hi, I'm here. And a little bit over here, let's see. Here I'm going cautious. That's supposed to be the left side, and you know, I don't really want to commit too deeply. You know what I mean? So let's see, and then this we're pretty happy with this. So let's go ahead and exaggerate this area. And do we? Yeah, I guess we can sort of start this process here. In the other painting, we ended up with this shoulder way too small, so I gotta pay special attention to that. So, you know, here we got the chin line, so anyway, I guess the shoulder starts right here. We have a triangle right here. So there's a triangle. So, you know, I guess basically we want this, okay, the chin, I guess right there would be the limit of this point here. So why don't we just go ahead and probably be better if that was like a red color, but we'll just maybe cover it with red later. Okay, then here we have a all right, so that's pretty nice. Except this is actually should be way up here. Okay, well, anyway. And hello to you, Brenda. And thanks again for everyone to stop by. All right, I'm gonna try to just get a little wisp of that hair here. And let's see about saying hello on the edge of the forehead. And, you know, I don't know about that edge there, but kind of be bold and lay down the paint here. I'm going to try a dark green right here, just because it's kind of a neutral color, and if it's way off, we can still that could be good. There we go. I got a shape of the head coming, so let's have a oh, okay, there's straight on. There's what we got. Oh, it's not too bad. Put this thing back here. See if we can go a little bit bigger. Okay. Still on a big brush, and like I said, we're trying to build a structure of the face without committing to any details such as the eyes, the shadowing of the nose or the mouth. And if we can get everything, you know, really happening, that'll really be. So anyway, we want more red in cheeks and nose. So I'm gonna be bold here and try to do this area of the nose. Let's have a look at the color picture. So I'm going to try to do the nose and, you know, I guess like right around here. Just try to start the nose and here. Maybe that's a nostril, maybe come up here. And so that's good. I mean, now we're starting to, you know, this could be could be too low. I think it probably is too low. But, you know, at least we're moving in the right direction. Now I'm going to try to hint at the mouth just to see what's happening. And because I kind of think, you know, the mouth is kind of going to be right here. You know, you can always draw first. I was very tempted to, you know, trace this image and then just color it in like you so often see. But, you know, personally, I would rather try to get an organic depiction that, you know, it's very possible to screw it up also when you trace it. So it's not like that's an automatic victory to trace it. I'm going to see about more red here. Being bold, putting a lot of paint there, a deep color. I guess we can sort of hint that too. And, you know, remove the water from the brush and just kind of soften this line right there. So hopefully we can get some kind of form. I'm going to take a slightly darker red by mixing this color, which I forgot what it's called, with this other red, and so this side will make it a little darker just for the heck of it. And we do have that purple in there, or violet, so let's see. You know, one real, you know, strong thing happening here are these two cheeks and the shadows under the cheeks. So if we can somehow magically depict that, that'll really be a plus. So anyway, here, that looks good. And so I think we're looking pretty close to the, you know, what do you call it in the reference, the proportion. So, and what's happening up here? I guess I'm going to go with, you got that same red. I'm going to mix yellow ochre into the red since we're going forehead right here. And let's just see about right here. And how about this? Yeah, I want to put some blue if you see this highlight right here, um, I want to exaggerate that with some blue. So I got kind of a subtle blue here. Let's see if that could do the job. Not really. I really have it more blue than that. I wish I had like cobalt blue handy, but I do not. So we're doing right here. Okay, that's a little more blue. So this is like, you know, a highlight in shadow right there, kind of. And it's also extends down to here. So let's try to do right there also. And I don't know if I should leave that quite that dark. I guess that's okay. I mean, we got to be bold at this stage. Just, do we see it anywhere else? Yes, we see it like right here. And we gotta have some more form happening up here. And I'll try to blend this around and soften a little bit this edge, because this is supposed to be a hair clump. It's not. You know, it looks kind of like some kind of weird bug, but it's actually supposed to be hair. So it's sort of rubbing on that edge to soften the edge. And now let's just remove some of that paint. Okay. And the ear is really up here, so I guess we got a good representation of the ear there. And why don't we try this, the eyebrows faintly. It's starting to kind of look like the reference in a way. All right. Maybe just work on the clothes a little bit more, just because, you know, I'm hot to paint, but I'm not hot to mess it up, that's for sure. So this thing was, well, I don't know, it could be bold, I don't know. And there, and then hmm. Yeah, just try to paint this shadow right there, which is kind of the same as this other shadow over here. So using that same red I just had, I mean, this is kind of bold to be saying hello on the chin line, but I don't know if we're premature on that or not. We will see shortly. So this doesn't look good because but we are kind of saying, hi, that's the chin line, and that's an important step. Now I want to get like an orange because there's so much orange in there. Whoops. Oh no. Oh well. Get some yellow happening and see if we can come up with an orange using these two colors. That's kind of orange. Let's see if we got it. Now let's go heavier on yellow just for this line right here. Looks good. And do we want to put some here? I mean, this is really off the picture, but I think I'm going to go back to a rich flesh tone here, which is pretty much what I just did, except has, so anyway, following there, this will be the line of, here I just rinsed, made the thing damp. Now I'm going to try to make this like a softer thing that's supposed to be the arm. Now I want to get some red just to hit right here and take some water, smear the red around so it's a little more subtle. And this arm is, you know, definitely going all the way off here. I think I'm gonna sort of put some water here. This is paint from yesterday, so it's stubbornly stuck on there, but I'm just rubbing it with this color and hoping that a lot of it'll disappear. And yes, it is sort of disappearing, so that's good. Okay, now I'm going to take a damp brush and try to still sort of work this around to get a nicer, smoother texture here for this arm. And it's not really working too good on this area, but we'll see, maybe later. Then we got this thing. I think I'll try with a smaller brush to depict this area. So I don't normally usually paint any kind of white. I think we'll try to looks like little flowers, red and green on there. So let's start with a little green. I'm gonna make this is called jade green, which is a bold green. Mix that with a slight bit of the violet in kind of a Payne's gray thing. And so let's just try to put the couple little things. This we're gonna let it dry before trying to add other colors. Just gonna sort of say, hi, I'm here, I'm part of this fabric. Okay. Alright, so now there's also like this red plus a red orange, so you can just try to dabble a little bit of that happening there. And, you know, hopefully you can, you know, depict the overall form of that thing that's on our shoulder, the article of apparel. And let's see here, which is a big red. And that looks kind of Christmassy, doesn't it? Oh well. I'm going to try a little blue there too, just to offset that Christmas look. A little blue there. And this, try to go a little blue. Still looks Christmassy, but maybe we can fix that as time goes by. Alright, I'm going to go back to the big brush, and I'm going to take a kind of a faint kind of violet for right here. Hopefully this is lighter than the other one. I'm leaving that little space there to make it very clear that this is a shadow and that's not. And I think we want to go on top of this. And what's happening up here? We were just trying to change the, well, this area. And I guess we should pretty much just go up here like this and say, hello, that's me, I'm right there. Here is yellow in shadow. And doesn't especially look like negative space, but you know, we're going to paint over that until I hit this red a little bit more, bring it up. I'm going to squeeze the water out of the brush and try to clean up this area right there. And last but not least, to try to refine this. It's probably dumb to be, you know, refining this edge here at this stage, but whatever. Gotta keep working. This is weird the way that you know, spread out like that, but you just gotta ignore it. I mean, it happened here and we ignored it. This is Cotton Arches paper, but so you would think it would be, you know, performing a little better. And then this stuff here, which I said looks Christmassy, I'm gonna try to just soften that quite a bit because, you know, it's not anywhere near Christmas. All right, and I don't know what this is. Let's see if that could go away. No, it's not going to go away. All right, now I want to hit the hair more because the hair is, you know, very underdeveloped, that's for sure. And so I want to say thanks for everybody who's stopping by. My real-time watercolor painting. My YouTube says real-time watercolor painting is in demand. So with that in mind, yeah, we're trying some real-time watercolor painting. And let's see. All right, well, that's sort of taking shape. I don't know what kind of shape, but it's kind of taking a shape. Let's see. This, see if I can get a dark right here. And that was, I'd call that a success. This color here is very similar to Lunar Blue, but it was something else. I think it's a Primatech color, which is a kind of paint Daniel Smith makes that is made out of like ground up rocks. Well, anyway, as we approach the 30-minute mark, I think I got to run to work. Oh, about 17 people here. Good golly. I'll keep going a little longer. Let's see. So I guess I'm going to go back to a Payne's Gray with a heavy blue lean to try to get down here. So we can do this little background area here. The reason I'm picking the blue lean is because blue is a color that's supposed to fall back. So let's see if we can, you know, looks okay, not great. I'm gonna go with now a different blue and try to go more on the Payne's gray side of see if we can go here. Okay, that's good. And in case that cheek's wrong, I'm gonna go for a heavier line right here. And here we're going to try to hint that this is hair. And you're going to try to lift off some paint that's sitting right there just to, we may be thinking, well, I wish we had more definition in this area, like later on. So here I'm just going to try to lift some of this paint up, because that's kind of like a big area to have like a solid color. So we get a softer edge there. So that's good. Now we got, you know, less of a commitment there. And so we were trying to do hair. We still got the gray with the blue lean. I'm just gonna see about I guess something around this, like right up here. Let's see. So like here, I mean, we see that the head, this is so this is really way up here. So let's just go up here, and maybe that's gonna really help us a lot, because the head, this is really the top of the head right here. And that is helping a lot to try to change the color. I'm adding the orange that we had for this area to the Payne's gray, just to get a far different you know, note. And so here now we've got this and this, so this and this, that means this side of the head's way up here. So just gonna try to do and this is a little weird looking, so I'll try to blot some of this up. And we should probably think about the background, and I think yellow ochre with just a hint of, I guess a hint of blue and yellow ochre. Try to just get some background in here. That's a bad looking color, I guess. Well, whatever. Maybe just put a little bit more right here, same color, just to say hello on the background down here. Well, it did help with balance somewhat. And let's see. Unfortunately, this eyebrow, I don't know about that. Anyway, let's try to reinforce the cheeks again. And I had meant to be doing these, you know, the where tea bags would be if she was old instead of young. But you know, this area under the eyes, we gotta change the water pretty soon. It's getting kind of murky. But anyway, just try we got a nice nice kind of color there, and I really don't want to get carried away with this particular thing, but and try to get a little there. Also, we got right here kind of a purplish looking area, so just gonna put a little hint right there. And you know, we are attempting to you know, have the eyes kind of like emerge way before we even paint the eyes. So let's see. And I guess we're sort of well on the way for that. I'm going to lift this up, see how there's this highlight right here, and see if we can mimic that highlight. And you know, that's kind of an intense brush stroke to have there, but I'm just going to leave it because with luck, once we get all these different things happening, you can almost see depth in the nose here using these, you know, graphic shaped brush strokes. Here I think I'm going to just see about removing a little bit of this paint here, just because you know, that's pretty much among the lightest areas of the painting is right there. So this is from yesterday. It might not really lift off too well. We'll find out right now. It's a slight lift off, and let's do the same thing right here. This is another area where it is kind of an extreme highlight. So you know how we have white in certain places. If we had white right there, that would really be a big plus, but we don't. And yeah, that's good. That's a good highlight coming out. So yeah, now that really looks like a highlight. Let's see if we can get the same thing right here. I don't think we can. This is, you know, my murky water, and then I am rubbing the murky water and hoping that I can break down the dry, hard paint that is there from yesterday's brush strokes. So let's see what happens. Working a little bit. Well, anyway, this is a forward cheek, so it's just as well that, you know, that one's popping and this one is more reserved. Well, I think we're making some progress here, and I certainly want to say I stopped by. We were trying to do this portrait. We did this one yesterday. It was really, you know, not that great. So this time it's going to be different. We're really going to try to, you know, get a good depiction. And I repeat, thank you so much for stopping by for this real-time watercolor painting experience. Art fun. See you next time.